Hello, I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and I'm here for an evening with former WWE Champion, World Heavyweight Champion, and Cruiserweight Champion, Rey Mysterio. Now, before the Q&A tonight here at the London Piccadilly Theatre, we will be asking Rey some questions, your questions. We managed to secure Rey for an interview, and we'll be sitting down with him now. I'm here with Rey Mysterio. Rey, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much for having me here, man.
Cool, so we'll kick straight into it. You're here in London promoting an evening with Rey Mysterio, but what are the future plans? Are there any truth to the rumours of you talking to Lucha Underground, or are you planning on sticking with AAA for the moment?
I'll tell you what, with the deal that I have with AAA right now is just for a certain amount of dates. Those dates are almost coming to an end, and that's what I wanted to do when I left WWE. You know, I didn't want to commit to anyone. I wanted time for myself.
Sure.
Time for myself so I can spend with my family. So that's happening right now, and I just take things step by step. You know, I don't try to anticipate or move ahead of myself. You know, the main thing, the main focus that I was looking for is personal time, and it's here.
WWE have sort of taken the mask off you but allowed you to hide your face, like Extreme Rules with Jericho, right. Money in the Bank with Del Rio. Have they ever pushed for a full unmasking?
Not at all. Not at all. It was never brought up. I think the main focus when I signed with WWE was let's get this mask rolling and you know, turn it into something big, something that WCW didn't do. You know, marketing, and Vince is a genius for marketing. I think he saw the potential that the brand Rey Mysterio had, and that's why we went forward with it.
Well, you only have to see your connection with all the young fans on the way to the entrance, everyone wearing their Rey Mysterio masks. You mentioned WCW, so you think that they did not respect the mask anywhere near as much as WWE?
I don't think it was a lack of respect. I just think they didn't understand the meaning of it, sure. You know, and two big differences.
Do you feel like they didn't have enough of a plan for you when you were forced to unmask in WCW?
I don't think they realized, as like I didn't realize how big the name Rey Mysterio was going to become, yeah. You know, so once it started becoming bigger and bigger, you know, they just kind of said, well, let's do this, you know, and let's do that. But I don't think there was really a time where they sat down and said, okay, let's move ahead, let's look ahead, let's plan. You know, what do we have for Rey Mysterio coming up? Because, you know, he's blowing up on the charts. So I don't think that ever happened. With WWE, different story.
So, I mean, looking at your time with WWE, do you still watch the product?
Yes, I do, on occasions. And not to say that anything bad about the product. I just, you know, even when I was wrestling there, when I was at home, it was strictly family time, you know, no wrestling. So now on occasions, you know, I'll glance through it here and there, and I will catch up with it.
It's quite public knowledge that WWE is suffering in the ratings right now. If we were to ask you to hazard a guess, why would you say that is?
Why it's suffering?
Yeah.
I think the lack of Hispanic talent, sure. is definitely not there, and don't get me wrong, Kalisto and Sin Cara are doing an incredible job, you know, but I think it's hard to come across another Eddie Guerrero, another Rey Mysterio, another Del Rio, who now is back with them, which I'm so happy for him. So I think the return of ADR is going to help the ratings in that Hispanic population. I mean, there's a huge percentage in the United States that is Hispanic. So, you know, all those fans that turned away when perhaps he left or when I left, you know, hopefully they'll be coming back and supporting him.
Yeah. Well, with the Cruiserweight division, obviously the title no longer exists. Do you think that was, when they made the Cruiserweight division sort of defunct, did you see that as either kind of keeping the smaller guys down, or did you see it as a chance to elevate guys to hang out with, you know, the big guys?
I think it could have went either way. I strongly believe that the cruiserweight division was unlike no other.
Yeah.
In WCW, it was real strong. To have Jericho as a champion in that division was just incredible. And after he left, just kept swapping titles. But in WWE, that division had just, a roster that was probably never been seen before. So I think that definitely had its own fan base. And if that division was up to date now, I think it would have it would have its own fan base, its own circle.
Yeah.
That would be just going off on matches every night. That division just conquered. It conquered.
I mean, speaking of a division that conquered, let's talk about your days in the SmackDown 6. Was that a highlight for you? You had, like, that era of SmackDown booking?
SmackDown 6.
When it was you and Eddie and Edge and Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
And
I definitely think that we were just on our A game, at that point in our careers. We all had a great relationship inside and outside the ring, and I think that makes a huge difference on going out there and putting on a good show every night. And it's hard to hide that from the fans.
Yeah.
They can see that, they can sense that, they can feel it. So that's what made every time that we would go out there and wrestle special, every night.
You can't fake chemistry. You can't fake that connection.
No.
So talking about, obviously you're a big family man, and of course your family have been involved in the Angles. I was just wondering, when WWE pitched that to you, was that hard for you, and how did you sort of explain that to Dominic, your son?
Very hard at the time, trying to explain to him. The person that approached me was Eddie, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was Eddie's idea to do something along the lines that everybody saw was, or that was a witness of the custody of my son Dominic. And again, I just told my son if he was willing to travel with me and be part of my job, and he agreed. It wasn't harder. It was just as simple as that. And I felt very honored. Feel very blessed to be able to share a ring, a spotlight, camera time with my son at
Sure.
that age. I was just posting a couple pictures on Friday. It was my son's senior night for football.
Wow.
And he's 18 years old. It's his last year of high school, and he's 6 feet tall. So he's a tall kid. He's about 190, 195 pounds. And a lot of comments were like, wow, I can't believe that's the young man that at one point was doing a feud with Eddie, when he was 7 years old. I can't believe how much he's grown. And really,
The little kid shaking the ladder.
I know, it's crazy. I even tease him. I tease him about that, about holding the ladder going. And it's either that, and the other line that I tease him with is it true? Is it really true? So I mess with him every now and then. But it's, at the end of the day, you go back and you look at that footage and you're like, wow, man, it's awesome to be able to share the ring with your blood, with your best friend, with your mentor, and it's not just for you, it's for the world to enjoy. And we did such a great job. We felt it. It was so sincere, and it was so good in our hearts and in our minds that, again, you cannot fake chemistry.
No, exactly. And it must have been such a proud moment for Dominic to see you win the WWE title, if just for that one night. How was that pitched to you? Was that a tough kind of thing to win it and then give it up on the same night, or was it were you just proud to be part of?
It's part of the cycle.
Yeah.
You win and you lose. You win and you lose. It might be your night, or it might be your time to become a star. It might not. You just have to wait and be patient. But for that, it was more like, I've always been good on knowing what I have to do and moving on with it. So I had no issue whatsoever. And to be able to do it with John, it was good. It was good.
Amazing. Well, that's all we got time for. But Ray, thank you so much for talking to us. We hugely appreciate
Very
it.
much, man.
Thanks, man. And so for more wrestling videos, follow us at WhatCulture WWE, and like, share and subscribe. Thanks very much. I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and I'll see you soon.